Hello and welcome. My name's Craig D'Souza. I am the CEO of the Creative Industry Association. And today I am so excited to bring you a very, very good and wonderful friend of mine, Belinda Sampson, from the owner of Bella Crafts. Belinda, hello and welcome.
Hi, it's so nice to see you. Really nice to see you. And it's
sunshine.
No,
look, you brought sunshine with you, which is fabulous, fabulous. I hope you're well.
Yeah, really well, actually. Yes. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, look, these are short interviews, and I want people to get to know who you are and what you do. So, just tell us a little bit about Belinda and Bella Crafts. How did you get started, first of all?
So, I think we started quite a long time ago now. I started the business back in 2007, and we moved into sort of largest premises in 2009. And we've always based the business around activities. So we've always done children's parties, baby showers, hen do's, different groups worked with businesses and things. And we've also sold stock as well. And we've also run events. So we've always been quite a busy business. We just before COVID hit in October 2019, we opened our second premises. They're both quite large places, and we're all about getting people in. So they're both sort of community hubs, and other groups have used our spaces. We've got tea rooms in our, so we're based in a garden centre, garden centre near Eastleigh, and then we've also got our base in Winchester, King's Walk, and that one has tea rooms. So that's been an exciting creative challenge to then add in food as well. And we've themed that along with our crafty activities and things. So yeah.
Fantastic. Now, so there's two bases that you have, and all craft activities and stuff like that. Now, I also know that you've got a soft plate area in one of them. Is that correct?
Oh, yes. Yes.
My gosh.
Yes. So it's after the first lockdown, we just thought, what can we provide? What space can we provide for people? Because obviously the restrictions were so much in place that we just couldn't run. We can't run at capacity or what we usually do because of the rules of six or different households, and who knows what it was back then and what it is now. But we thought we put in like a family soft play, and it was really one of the best things that we did because it was on our upstairs floor, so we could still run crafts downstairs. But then you had this unique space that the families could just hire out exclusively. And having two tiny children myself, I don't think we could have provided much better. They could come in, get a hot cup of tea, piece of cake or whatever, and then let the kids run riot and get out of the house a bit. So yeah, that's gone well, and we've still got it there now. Who knows what the future will bring? I mean, it's been great for us, so it's probably an addition that we're just going to keep. And then the families could craft alongside that as well. So if they had slightly older children or the adults wanted to do stuff, so you can craft, you can eat cake, you can play in the soft play. I mean, it's like a day out. It worked well.
Well, obviously, you've been in business almost 13 years, or just over 13 years, and I know you well. And every year there always seems to be something that you're doing, progressed, adapt, changed. So from where you were in 2007 to where you are now, how has your business model changed in terms of what you're selling now, what you sold then, and what you're selling now?
I think fundamentally the business is the same. I've always worked on the ethos of just being for people to come in and use us. So, I mean, even when I first started, I started in a teeny tiny shed in a different garden centre, and there was a table inside, and quite honestly, if I had more than 3 people pop in, I had to walk outside because there just wasn't enough space for them. But there was always the table there to run workshops, and then around that there was stock. So essentially we've run the same now today, but the stock has changed. There's always trends and seasonal changes, and so our stock's followed wherever, I can't remember, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, we were heavily stocked with cake decorating items. Now it feels that's getting a lot more popular now, but we haven't stocked that for a little while. Beading, years ago, again, that was one of our highest sellers. Most of the store was turned over to bead making, and that's one of my passions. But now we only have a really small section. I'd say our haberdashery lines and our wool always sells really well now. And then of course activities have just increased in size. So our locations have increased in size. We can have more people in. We've expanded out the external work that we do. So we work a lot with local shopping centres, or we get team bonding groups in. And because we've got bigger premises, we can probably fit you know, if it one single group wanted to come in, there might be sort of 60 or 70 of them that we can fit them into our Winchester one. So that's what we've sort of, so we've got the same sort of ethos, but just expanded in size, I suppose. So it's been quite exciting. It's been a sort of organic growth. You know, it's something that I've started from scratch and just sort of grown and gone with ideas that people have wanted and asked for. So I think it's been a nice process in, you know, offering what people really want.
That's a really interesting business model of anchoring down to your ethos, your reason to run a business, and the kind of the why you're running a business, but then also being able then changing to the trends that you're seeing, or even the trends that are going to sell more or less, so that you're always kind of just having the hottest items in your shop, but still retaining what you're actually wanting to do, which is fantastic to hear. But is that hard to manage and plan for? I.e., are you always looking at trends? Are you always looking at what's going on? Or is it now more of a kind of a feeling or listening to what your audience wants?
So I think there's sort of two areas that we look at. We used to carry a lot more stock, so we'd have several items of the same thing, but I think suppliers now are excellent. You can turn an order around in 24, 48 hours. So I think back when the banks crashed and things like that, everyone changed their business models. You didn't hold so much stock, so we can quickly get stock in and we react to the environment. So because we're a smaller business, you know, if something's happening really well with some of the bigger stores or on the craft channels, then we can quickly react to that. So there's that sort of area, and we're completely on seasonal trends all the time. So, you know, Easter bits on our website at the moment, you know, then we move into, I was going to say Christmas, but it's far too early. But you know what I mean? We keep up with all the trends. And on the side, with our particular customers, I feel, is they're on a journey with us. So you will get maybe someone coming in for their hen party, for example, and then they have a bit of an activity with us, and then we'll see them again with their first baby, and they're coming and do handprints with their baby, and then they bring the toddler in, and then they're doing our preschool classes, and then they do more, and then they're coming to our after school clubs. So it's I've loved it, and I can't believe how many babies I've met, and now they're like tower above me, and they're at secondary school. It's crazy. I think following that process of our customers, that can be quite typically the same. And a beautiful journey to have such loyal customers, and they really do follow through. You know, they have their children's parties with us, or they bring the family in because it's, you know, nanny's birthday or something. So I think there's sort of two areas that we always look at. So one's quite a fast pace. You're right, we have to keep on the trends. We turn to you and we listen to you, and you tell us loads of information about colours and trends and stuff, and just being part of the organisation helps us tremendously. But then it's like, I suppose it's a human journey that we follow as well. So yeah. It's
quite nice, isn't it? You seem to have obviously an expanded business, but also a very nice community. And I think that every time I say community or community is mentioned, people always think that it's a very small, tiny, compact few people. But actually, it's quite, your community is quite large, and you're getting lots of people coming through, which is fantastic. So obviously, there's no denying that the last 12 months have been a challenging time and a changing time for people. What's been your most challenging over the last couple of months for you to keep this community going and engaged, I guess?
I think there's been some real positives for us. So I think the overall thing is, for like everyone, just not knowing. I mean, this virus, I feel, sort of came out of the middle of nowhere. And right back at the beginning, we just thought, oh, we'll postpone everything. It'll be a couple of weeks. We'll be back open in a few weeks. We just move everything. And then looking back now, that seems crazy to think that, you know, I don't even know why I thought that at the time, but we just felt it's just a bit of a blip, and then we reopened. So I think it's the not knowing, and we've been lucky to have some of the financial support. You know, I've got 11 in the team, and, you know, our landlords have been really supportive. I mean, without that, we've been closed for most of the time of this pandemic. So we've been really grateful for the support. So without that, I think it'd been really difficult. So that was one area of like the finance and how you're going to keep your staff on. And luckily we've got all our staff still, which is brilliant. But then also on the flip side, it's been really creative because we've been lucky to have that space, a bit more breathing space. So we've put loads of things online. So we've developed we've got a whole new range called Make Me products. And we send out subscriptions now every month. We've got children and adult subscriptions. We've got gift and craft boxes. I mean, we've started our YouTube channel. I think it was May last year. You know, it's always been on our list to do these things. And then we've got that time to do it. Our social media, it's been lovely. A lot of our customers have commented that we've been trying to give out free ideas for crafting and just be there. We do videos regularly. And I think it's been lovely for us because you don't really stop in a business. It's always busy, always running, you're always doing the next thing. But I think this pause has kind of, you felt the real loyalty from our customers. And we've got bookings into this year, and even last year when people didn't know what was going on, they were still booking with us, and we felt that they believed that we'd be here. You know, people buying gift vouchers from us now, you know. So I think it gave us a great sense of what we're doing was right. And we did feel, and we do feel, the love from our customers. So it's not all been bad, it's been tricky. And even now I feel there's going to be a transitional stage. So that makes me a little bit nervous because at the moment we're closed, we know we're closed. And then you're going to have that period of time where you're going to open. What are the guidelines going to be? What are the restrictions? There comes a point where I cannot get enough people into our centres to even break even because the restrictions are so restrictive for obvious reasons, and I completely agree with them. But it has to, you know, we would love to open, just bang, run straight away and start. And that's, you know, that's not going to happen. There's going to be a gradual climb. And I think for lots of people, it's probably better to be gradual because we have been locked down for a long time. People have got very used to this. Yeah. But we're planning this whole sort of togetherness, you know, meet up with your family, come and bring your friends in. Because for us, like we've said, it's all about community. It is all about bringing people in, which has been the most restrictive area during this thing. But I think once we sort of go July, August, September, maybe this Christmas, we just can't wait to run our Christmas grotto again. If we can do that this year, we'll be laughing.
I think that's a really good point that you make, and actually may even be a top tip. I know that everybody is so keen and driven to get open and get out there and meet their people again. But actually, and you know, have this big bang of yes, we're going to get out. But actually, maybe the smart move would be to just gradually, just slowly, because you know you want to make sure you're doing it right and for all the right health reasons and stuff like that. So 2 more questions, Belinda. One is you've been in the industry 30 years. I know that you've helped me massively. With the association and talking and giving me some advice. So what would be your advice or a top tip for somebody or anyone working in or wanting to work within this industry?
I think at the moment I would suggest collaboration. I think if you're just starting out, you know, look to those around you that have done it before or find that support with it. I mean, during this pandemic, we've sort of joined up with other businesses. We've advertised them on our platforms. We've advertised them for them. And I just think it's giving you a chance to work together a bit more. And that's what I would say, is seek out those around you that maybe are in the same boat, just starting, or those that are a bit further down the line. And I honestly think it's about support. So it's this networking with you, you know, it's your local maybe business groups, and just don't feel like you're alone. Whatever you're doing, someone's done it, someone's doing it. And I think as people starting businesses, you are creative, you are go-getters. And I think, you know, you can be in the same boat with lots of like-minded people. And that's what I tend to look for. I'm always looking for people that I can share my ideas with or grow with or just chat sometimes. And I think, you know, if you do have a business where you have a team as well, and your family, you know, it's very difficult when you sometimes run a business because you're at the top really, and people turn to you, especially during something like the pandemic. You know, you've got lots of people turn to us and leaned on us. You know, is Bellakraft's going to be all right? Am I going to be furloughed? You know, somebody in the family have got COVID. What do I do there? So you are a support, and it's amazing how much of a support you can be. So it's great if you, as the business owner, can then go and find somebody to lean on as well, a group or somebody. So that's what I would suggest. And actually working together, we work with lots of different businesses and it works. You know, don't ever feel that you're in sort of competition or anything, because everyone can give stuff to each other. And at the end of the day, it's about the customers. So the customers are always going to go to the people that they want something from or want to do that activity with. So by putting it all together, you sort of become an area, you know, a fantastic well-known area. You can pull all your resources and things. So that's what I'd say. Sort of seek out people that are going to support you.
Fantastic. Collaboration is brilliant. And obviously, if anyone wants to collaborate and help, the association is here. And I'm sure Belinda will also offer your help as well. And the last question, Belinda, is word of intent. I'm asking everybody in the industry, everybody that does these these videos. Words of intent for this year that you're going to hang your hat on and want to be. My 2 words are challenge. I want to challenge myself. I want to challenge myself to be better. I want to challenge to push the association forward. And inspire. I want to make sure that I'm continually and always inspiring businesses, professionals, anybody to be the best people and versions of themselves as they possibly can be. So my question to you, last question, would be, what are your words of intent?
Gosh, I think you definitely do inspire, and you're definitely there for people, just to say that. And I think you're very important to craft businesses. My intent, I think we actually want to be busier than we were in 2019. So we are gearing ourselves up and incredibly optimistic that we can really fight this sort of period of time. Like I said, we want to be raring to go, and we will be as soon as those restrictions are sort of eased out and ready. And I think that's what we want to put ourselves on the map. Now that we've done a lot of work on our online products and things, we do sell nationally now, which is so exciting for us. We've got other plans in the pipeline where we're going to be doing our own laser cutter projects and kits and stuff like that. And I just feel that what we'll hang ourselves on this year is just being bigger and better, offering more of what we do to more and more people, working with more businesses, and just increasing our relationships that we had pre-COVID, and then obviously just getting our name out there and just going for it as well. I think we were lucky to have this opportunity to have created lots more space, opportunities and challenges for the business. And the only place for us to go now is to grow. So it's an exciting time.
So it's really interesting. Bigger and better are great words, and we're going to use those for you. But I think it's really important and great positivity that you have, because you could have quite easily have buried your head in the sand and gone, right, I'm going to just sit here and wait till this all blows over, but still be in the same position you were 18 months ago. And obviously, knowing you, every year you've grown your business and you've done something new, as we said at the beginning of this interview. So now is in your head is now the time to think, well, actually, you've had this moment of calm and quietness, I should say, and now you've now planned to go bigger and better and push forward, which is obviously the right thing to do. Because I think if you do it all now, and then when everything is opened up again and you've got more people coming in, you're going to be in a far better position. Would that be about right? Would that be your thinking there?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I work with my sister Victoria, who's fantastic, and I'm very lucky to have my sister working with me. She's been with the team for 6 years, and we're both really creative people. And I think everything that we've done really during the time of this pandemic are things that we've always had on our to-do list. We've always wanted to create further projects. We've always had ideas of our crafting gift boxes. We've always wanted to set up these really great subscriptions. And we are just a busy business. And so we're just not finding that time. And of course, staffing and team is money. So especially when you're growing, there's only so much you can put into different things. You have to take sensible steps if you're growing a business, that it's all going to, work, and you're going to make enough money to hit all your overheads and things like that. But I think, like you say, with this pause, we've just enabled us to actually really do all the things that we want to do. And it's quite funny, we do say that we could have just, enjoyed this time, been off work, enjoyed furlough, just relax, chill out. But there's something in us, we want to go out there, we want to do it. And actually the loveliest thing is a bit like I was saying about the customer journey, is people buy our products. They message us on social media and they ask, they're generally interested in the business. And I think that's what drives us, having that passion with people, having relationships with people like yourself, and just, it grows the world, doesn't it? Collaboration and connections and community. And then, having that sort of feedback back that people are enjoying what we do. We do always go the extra mile and add value in, and we generally enjoy being with people and providing our products for people. So yeah, I think you're right. I think this pause has just given us time to, tick a few more things off our to-do list, which feels great. We're slightly worried about managing everything when we do go back open, but we'll find a way like we always do.
Yeah, you'll figure it out, and that's a great headache to probably have. And you'll figure it out. Yeah. And just one last thing before, and it just actually popped into my head actually, before we go, is that I love you know, the businesses, the creative businesses have a responsibility because we are pumping positivity, creativity, mindfulness, and wellness with people that use us and everything else. And there was one word I remember talking to you a couple of months ago that you used, and I don't know if you can remember it, but funny enough, I have it on my wall. That this industry has this fluffiness to it. And you exude that fluffiness. You exude what I think what a lot of people want to be. And that must be hard to always maintain. But I assume that from what you've just said, from your customers' reaction, that becomes easier to maintain because of that interaction you have with your customers. So that's important for you, and obviously other businesses that may be watching. But that's vital. That's really important for you, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I do remember saying fluffiness. It's just the kindness within the industry. And it's very easy to be kind to somebody. You know, we've all gone into stores and places where they're chatting to each other or on a phone and things. We always have a bit of a moan and stuff. But, you know, opening the door for somebody, holding the baby when mum's scrabbling around for her purse, mum or dad, I should say, and just having a chat, you know, just being there with people. But that's what I genuinely like. You know, I enjoy making other people happy. And so then it comes naturally to you. So I always look for the fluffiness, and I feel very lucky to be in this industry and to have the business. I mean, I'm not sure what else I'd ever do apart from this. And like you say, if you're fluffy to people, they're generally fluffy back to you. So you create this whole fluffiness. Far too over the top now, far too over the top. But you know what I mean? It's just, and hopefully the world has changed a little bit, you know. People should be kinder to each other, but I think everyone knows what I mean when I say that. You know, life is so busy, it rushes you by, and hopefully this has been the pause where you think, you know what, I have got time for that person. I am going to do that. I am going to call that person. We are going to meet up. You know, life for me personally, life is about being with people. You know, people make life, and if you can find those people around you, then you're winning, and that's what I think.
Yeah, totally agree. Well, Belinda, I thank you for this interview and the moments of just getting to know you and know your business and talking with you as always. It's always been a pleasure.
Thank you.
I know how busy you have been, but I truly thank you so much. But if you want to check out Belinda and her shop and her social media channels, all the links are at the end of this video, if not in the comments below. Please do reach out to Belinda if you'd like to work with her. But for now, I'll say thank you very much. And Belinda, thank you.
Thank you.